Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. I'm turning the music down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is P. Belafonte. And we're going to do a little quick 15, 20 minute segment. It's called Out Aloud. You know what I'm saying? And basically what I'm finna get on here and talk about is some of the things that, like, you know what I'm saying? It be, you know, I have random little things that just pop up in my husband, my baby daddy, what's up? Listen, man. But listen, Pressure Boo, hey, what's up, everybody? But look, I'm just finna come on here and I'm finna talk a little shit, right? I'm gonna talk my shit about some of the things that pop up in my mind throughout the day, right? It be random things I really be having thoughts about. And I want to bring to y'all attention, right? So that's why this little segment gonna be called I'll Allow It. Now, me and the boys, don't get it twisted. Me and the boys, we still together. You know what I'm saying? But this is just one of those things where we want to try to give y'all a little bit more content, a little bit more individuality, if you will. So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all fucking with me, man. But if you haven't, like, it's gonna be quick. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it right now. What's happening, my little mama? All right, happy birthday, G. Real nigga shit. But so if y'all haven't seen the post already, right? The conversation, this quick little segment that I'm gonna do today is gonna be about masturbation, right? The question that was brought to me, and the question I seen online, but it was also, I had a conversation with somebody about whether or not it was okay for you to, from a man's perspective, beat your meat while your old lady in the house, right? While she in the room. You know what I'm saying? Is it okay for you to masturbate? You know what I'm saying? While your peoples is still at home, right? So we finna get into that shit, right? Because there's a couple of notes I took because I wanted to talk. I wanted to think about it. I wanted to give my opinion on it, right? So first of all, let me tell you. Originally, my thought process was, hey, if I'm beating my meat, just let me beat my meat, right? It's peaceful for me, right? But we're going to get into some because, you know, I actually did a little research. I actually looked up some shit. So I'm finna get some shit, right? And I just want to get this on wax so we can post it. That way you can either listen to it now, listen to it later, whatever the case may be. It don't matter. Pretty Goddess, what's up? All right, so the first thing is, all right, so masturbation. The first thing is, let's bust it down, right? The only way it could really be a problem is if you consider it as cheating, right? And really, it's not really infidelity, but it can be considered betrayal because you're not really with somebody else. But what you are, you know what I'm saying, doing something that's supposed to be sacred by yourself and not including your other partner, which can, you know what I'm saying, have your other partner to feel a certain kind of way about shit. All right, so let's get into the reasons why people masturbate, right? And forgive me if I'm reading my notes because I took my little notes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Talk Your Shit. But matter of fact, I got my little note taken from Talk Your Shit podcast. But listen, so some of the reasons why people masturbate in relationships, right, is because it's something that they've always done, right? I mean, we've all pleased ourselves whether we was in a relationship or not in a relationship. So it's just something that we just do, right? Typically, just because if it ain't nothing else going on, right? In between halftime game or some shit like that, don't really matter. It helps them enjoy sex in a different way, right? You mix it up. Listen, I'm with you, my husband, my baby. That's why I would listen, Mo. I'm with you when you're right. So that's gonna come in there because I found it. So me as a guy, right? I'm thinking, what's the big fucking deal, right? But not realizing that women can take that in a whole different way, right? And it has them question and say, I agree with you on that. That's something that I had to learn through my research. But for me, it helps us enjoy sex in a different way. It keeps it. Hey, you mixing it up, right? Instead of hitting them with the fadeaway jumper, you want to go with the in and out layup. You know what I'm saying? It's just something a little different just to do. There are variables though, right? There are times where maybe the female just ain't up for sex, right? Whether she got a low sex drive, and I can only speak from a man's perspective. So women want to come on, if y'all want to give it from a woman's perspective, feel free. But I can only give it from a man's perspective. But there are different variables impacting sex life, right? And that includes different sex drives, pregnancy, right? Sometimes you may not, cause you know, I know I done had a time where I felt like I was gonna poke the baby in the head. You know, I get up in the stomach and the chest and shit. But she might be pregnant, so you actually don't want to cause no problem, or y'all might just have limited time together. Y'all got busy schedules where you doing a whole bunch of things on the left, I'm doing a whole bunch of things on the right. It's just hard for us to get around to each other. Meanwhile, I'm getting sexually frustrated. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa, right? Women got needs too, right? We all need that physical contact. And if we out here trying to do some big things, it's hard for us to really get into it. All right, now, first things first, what I want to talk about is it cheating? right? Is masturbating cheating? Me personally, I don't think it's cheating. I don't feel like it's cheating, right? Because again, I'm not having sexual intercourse with anybody else, right? Contrary to how you may feel about it, right? Everybody has reasons on why they think it might be cheating, right? Whether it be religion or, you know what I'm saying, shit like that, right? Maybe you don't like the fact that I'm always watching the same bitch when I'm watching my little pornos. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're right. I agree. I don't think it's cheating. Hey, go talk your shit. It's not cheating, right? Because I'm not physically partaking with someone else, and also I'm really not mentally, right? If we being completely honest, ain't nobody really watching pornos like from a man's perspective. We watch penetration, but we not sitting there thinking, oh, that nigga got a big ass dick, right? Like, well, most of us, majority of us. But that's not what we think. We just like the act, right? It's the act of it that gets us there. So really, it's no different than us watching a football game, right? What Trev said, that's like asking a nigga is locked up, is he cheating if he masturbate to the guard. I don't think it is at all. I don't think it's even close. I don't think it's remotely close to cheating. But again, right, if you want to speak, if you feel a way about it, that's fine. But I don't think it's cheating. But one of the things is, right, one of the reasons why people consider cheating, because you might be looking at the same porno person or something. Also, it could cause a problem because it drastically reduces your sex drive, right? If I'm beating my meat 3 times a day, then of course someone gonna have to take an L, right? If your mate is available to take care of that, then let her. Yeah, but the problem with that talk your shit, and the problem that I ultimately have with it is because there are times where, listen, there's pressure that comes with having sex with another person. Right? If you're doing it right, your goal and your objective is to make sure that they pleased with the product that you bring. Right? Masturbation allows you to be completely selfish in that regard. So where I don't have to worry about making sure that I go long. I have to worry about making sure that I'm, you know what I'm saying, giving you a variety. I don't have to make sure that I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm locked in. My stamina up, so I'm not getting tired while I'm on, you know what I'm saying, while I'm digging in you. For females, right? When you ride, you know them knees don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And you by three, four bounces, you ready to sit down. You know what I'm saying? So masturbation allows you to relieve that pressure of having to perform. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to just be free. Like, listen, I'm just gonna go ahead and rub it out. It could take 30 seconds. It could take 30 minutes. It don't matter. I don't have no pressure. That's what it does. It relieves all the pressure. And at the same time, it's just something that you want to, like, you relieving yourself without having to worry about making sure that your partner is okay. And that's always been my issue. My thing was, listen, sometimes I beat my meat because what I don't want to do is I don't want to get in that bed and you get mad at me because I don't bust this nut and I really just want to lay down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna want me to, like, no, you don't get the engine started, then don't finish the job. Well, masturbation allows me to do that. I don't have to worry about your feelings. I'm good over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm go ahead and beat my meat, go to sleep. I may wake up and do it again. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand. Now I can understand the female plight on that when it comes to, okay, well, baby, if I'm here, just do it with me. Yeah, but then, you know, again, the pressure comes, right? Like, I don't want to leave you hanging, because that's what's going to end up happening. If you try to take the place of masturbation, there are going to be times that you are not going to be satisfied, baby. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that you're going to eventually get tired of it. You ain't going to want to deal with it, right? Because, again, I mean, that first time, second time, third time, okay, cool. At least he got his rocks off. Then eventually you're going to be like, well, damn, nigga, what about me? I don't want to have to deal with that pressure. So I'd rather beat my meat, right? There are times I don't want to have to deal with it. Quickies, yes, quickies are allowed, but quickies are not, it still don't take the place of masturbation. Because even when you're doing a quickie, you still trying to make sure that you're pleasing your partner, right? You still have to be selfless in the fact that you want to make sure that, hey, listen, I got mine, but I want to make sure that you got yours, right? If you're doing sex right, if you're doing sex with a partner right, your goal is to make sure that your partner is pleased. Just like a woman wants to make sure that their man is pleased, I want to make sure that I'm pleased when I'm having sex. What's up, my toy fetish? We over here talking about if masturbation is okay, and I feel like, no, you saying not necessarily, but eventually that. If you being honest with yourself right now, you will agree. I feel like you would have to agree with the fact that there are times where you felt like, damn, nigga, that went quick, and you left unsatisfied. And the last thing I want to do is leave you unsatisfied. It leaves too much room too much shit to be said, little jabs here and there. I write quick draw McGraw, right? Like you may not think it might be a joke for you, you may not think nothing of it, but shit, I might feel away. Right? I might feel away like, damn, I'm not pleasing my partner. And then, you know, what happens is it creates doubt. That doubt creates confusion, right? Because now it's like, damn, nigga, if I ain't satisfying her, then shit, somebody else gonna satisfy her, whatever. So every time you get meat from me, I want to make sure I'm giving it to you the way I need to give it to you. When is Queen Majesty and D So Pretty come? Listen, we gonna bring their ass on back on. Listen, if you keep requesting, we gonna bring their ass back on. There, you a wild boy, man. But yeah, also when it comes to masturbation, sometimes it becomes compulsive. Right now, here's what we get. I feel like we get into that sticky area, right? Because what happens is you don't just beat your meat once and be done with it, right? You don't beat your meat two times in a year, right? Now, what happens is you get into a routine, right? If you wake up and you like to empty the clip before you get up and go to work, it becomes part of your routine. And that's where the problem happens, because now your sex drive is drastically dropped. And now when you come home, you don't need the sex, right? So now you feeling, you got your partner feeling left out, because now we used to do it 3 times a day. Now we ain't even doing it at all. What's going on? Is it me? Is there something wrong with me? Is there something that I'm not doing that's got you the way you don't need? No, it's just because, you know what? I just beat my meat this morning. If I'm being completely honest, I just beat my meat this morning. And, you know, truth be told, I really don't need it right now. You know what I'm saying? I gotta re-up, if you will. I gotta get more bullets. You gotta give me time to reload the clip, right? But then if you run it back in the morning again, shit, that's where we end up going. You know what I'm saying? This is what's stupid. So that's not it. You know what? It's not selfish. See, and that's the problem I feel like we have. It's not selfish because what I'm not. It is selfish, but it ain't selfish, right? And it's selfish because. Yeah, I'm only thinking about I'm not thinking about you at that point, right? I'm not, because I done fell into routine. But that's why I agree. So I agree with you in that. You because my toy flag. The reason why you can't enter the clip for me is because you gonna want to make sure that you let off a round or two as well. And masturbation is strictly for me. It's a selfish pleasure, right? It's for me to rub it out. I don't have to worry about pleasing you. I don't have to worry about flipping you, kissing you on that little spot that you like me to kiss you on. I gotta worry about none of that. I could bust my nut 30 seconds out, and I'm out the door. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta worry about all that. Yeah, you say not necessarily, but women always talk about a nigga that busts too quick, or a nigga who ain't making sure that she taken care of. It sound good when you saying it like that, but I'm telling you, men hear this all men hear. All men hear is women are complaining about a nigga who not satisfying. And that's the problem we run into. That's really what we try to avoid when we beat our meat. Because there are times where, baby, I ain't got the energy to go 30 minutes. I'm tired. I ain't got the wherewithal to flip you, rub you. You know what I'm saying? My back feeling a little tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sit on in that toilet. I'm going to turn on that shower so you ain't got to hear all that ooh and that ah. And then I'm going to beat my shit and I'm going to rub that shit out and go wash off and go to sleep. But no, I agree with you talking shit. That's the point I was getting to. If you get into the routine, that's when it gets sticky, right? It's not just the one-off no more. It's a routine, which at that point now you being it's the ultimate level of selfishness, because now you're removing your partner from being able to quote unquote empty the clip. So I agree with you there. So that's one of the downsides of masturbation, because it can get impulsive. It can get to the point where you just doing it all the time, right? Like there was a time, nigga. Anytime I got a hotel room, like for work, don't even call my phone. I'm just laying there with my meat out, just going to work. I ain't got to please nobody but myself. That's so easy, right? But then you get back, it's like, oh, what's up? It's like, I'm sleepy now, nigga. I done let it all go, right? So those are some of the hiccups that you run into when it comes to it. It's already sticky. I see what you did, my toe French. I see what you did. What's up, Icy Blue? The next one is now that we understand the difference and why niggas doing it, or why people are doing it. I don't know why women do it, but I think the majority of, and this is just me throwing it out in the air, I think the majority of the problem may be with men doing it more, so that women are coming in on the short end of it. But then again, I feel like there's a lot of women that's out there not really giving their man enough pussy. Because, you know, now that I think about it, I think that might be the majority. I feel like there might be women out there that's not giving their man enough pussy. and that might be an issue, right? But that might, it leads to masturbation. Now you doing it every day. Now you ain't giving her no dick, she ain't getting no pussy, and y'all all fucked up, all right? So the way to fix it, in my opinion, is you have to. What did I put in my notes? You have to communicate your needs, right? You communicate your needs. You talk about. Close the door, son. Hey, you finna use the bathroom? Yeah. Go use the other one. Close the door. And close the door for me, please. You're not really supposed to be hearing this conversation. He gonna figure it out eventually. He might be beating this beat already. I don't know. Yeah, there are women that's not giving enough. I agree with that. But communicate your needs, right? Talk about but you have to give this nigga a safe space. One thing I cannot stand, I absolutely despise, is when women tell men it's okay to tell me the truth. It's okay. I'm not gonna get mad. Because what ends up happening is you eventually get mad, or what you do is you'll hold it, you'll pocket it, and use that bitch later on down the line after the nigga done forgot about it. It's like, damn, bitch, I thought you said you weren't gonna use it. Now you run into a situation where he ain't gonna feel comfortable talking to you about it no more. You violated that trust. Now the nigga can't talk to you. You guys really can't get down to the bottom of it. Travis, you've been with yours 7 years and we got kids. Yeah. Are you beating your meat? Are you okay? Do you masturbate without your lady? Right. Sex is when it comes. Yeah, because you got kids. That's another thing, right? That's part of it, right? Like we got responsibilities. Time doesn't allow us to really have sex the way we want to, and our schedules may not lock up. So there are times you're just gonna have to beat your meat. But communicate. I feel like communication is very important. You have to start by setting boundaries, right? When it comes to the communication, right? Make it a safe space to have this conversation. I like to call it a lemon squeeze, or talk time, right? Lemon squeeze is basically getting all the sour shit out, right? Any sour shit I can get out. I can say some sour shit, get it off my chest, and you can't take it personally. You have to be able to take it, receive it, so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. And it allows me also to verbalize my shit too, so I can be able to tell you what I'm saying. We can work through it, and you can actually get a better understanding of what I'm actually trying to say if I'm not the best communicator. But I hit you with, get the lemon squeeze out, and then eventually you get to the point where you have talk time where I can actually tell you, listen, this is what I like to do. This is what I want to do, right? And what we can do at that point is you can give me your side, I can give you my side, and somewhere in the middle we can find a gray area, right? We can set those boundaries to say, okay, nigga, I know you like to beat me, right? But here's what you can't do. On the weekends, since we both might be off, you can't beat it on the weekends, right? If we on the weekends, you got to give it to me, right? And I'm not going to judge you for if it's quick, if it's short, if it's long, whatever the case may be. I'm willing to give it to you how you want it, when you want it, wherever you want it, right? You can have these conversations, and that way you can find some gray area. Because outside of that gray area, niggas still feel like, if I don't give her 30 minutes of good, solid, strong dick, it's going to be a problem. And I don't want no problems. I'd rather go beat my meat for 30 seconds. My husband, my baby dad said, so is it normal for a man to do it with his woman home? I think so. At the beginning of the call, I said that I don't have a problem with a nigga beating his meat while his old lady there. Because, Mo, the thing is, I don't want to feel pressure to have to make sure I perform for you. Right? I don't want to feel pressure to, like, cause when he working, my job is to please you. If he doing it right, I want to make sure that you get what you're trying to get out of this. So that requires me to stay focused. That requires me to pace myself. That requires me to make sure I'm paying attention to your body. Listen, sex is work, right? It's good work, right? I love what I do, but it's work, right? And sometimes you don't want to work. Sometimes you just want to play, right? And that's what masturbation is. Masturbation is just me going in there, rubbing that motherfucker out, busting off a shot or two, and I go on about my business. I'm finished playing. Sex is work, especially when I'm with you, because if I'm doing it right again, I'm trying to please you. I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to bust my nut and roll the fuck over. If you relate that, she can agree to just please. Right, so that's what I'm saying. So that's why I feel like it's important to communicate your needs, right? You have to set these healthy boundaries, and you have to allow a nigga to be able to speak his shit, right? Speak his shit so that you can speak your shit, and y'all can find that gray area. Because I feel like a lot of times there's a lot of shame when it comes to masturbation. People don't like to talk about it. Because a nigga don't want to feel bad for beating his meat, and his old lady don't want to feel no way because she feel like, okay, well, you beating your meat rather than beating me. Well, not beating me, but beating me. You know what I'm saying? And it could cause, you know what I'm saying, it caused conflict because neither one of y'all willing to talk about it. When truth be told, All y'all really have to do is sit down, have a safe space to conversate and communicate that shit. And I feel like it'll resolve a lot of those issues, and a lot of those insecurities that women may have when it comes to masturbation. But if I'm telling you, like, if I tell you I want to bust this nut without having to worry about pleasing you, you know what I'm saying? Then you gonna look at me like, oh, that's fucked up, that's selfish. Then why would I rev up the engine if you ain't gonna finish the job? And that's some of the issues that we run into. So that's why that open communication is gonna be needed. That's why some of those hurt feelings that, you know what I'm saying, women tend to feel when a nigga say some shit. Like you say you ain't gonna use it against him, but you'll use it against him later on and shit. Like, that's why we got to get away from that, because if you really want to have that open communication, you have to be able to set the stage where Nick can talk about what it is he's feeling and make him feel safe enough to know that you're not going to use that against him, and that you're actually going to receive it. All right, and that's what's important. How would you feel if your woman do herself without you while you're home? Great question. Me personally, I don't have a problem at all. I feel like shit. I feel like some of those sex toys are wonderful because, you know, baby, I'm watching the game. Go ahead and do your little thing or whatever. I don't have a problem with it at all. I feel like it'd be okay with me. But everybody, I get it. Everybody ain't okay with it, right? Some people consider it cheating. And again, my stance on that is it's not cheating, but it does cause a level of betrayal. It does make you feel like you're being betrayed because something that's supposed to be sacred, special to us, you're doing it with someone else. Not necessarily someone else, but you're doing it in a different arena, and it's supposed to be in this arena. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But me personally, I wouldn't have no problem. Matter of fact, you can play with your little pussy while I'm watching if you want to. Let me see what you got, right? But that's because I might be nasty like that. I don't know, but I'm okay with it. I don't think it's a problem if she masturbates in front of me. But yeah, so it starts with just communication, right? You have to be able to identify the problem so that you can address it, right? Talk about some things that are off limits. Talk about some things that are okay, right? So again, if a nigga beat his meat throughout the week, you can be like, all right, listen, I ain't gonna sweat you when you beat your meat throughout the week, but on the weekends, you shouldn't touch it. On the weekends, the dick belongs to me, and you need to make sure that you give it to me anytime you want to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, it allows him to be a little bit more free. He ain't got to worry about dealing with that mental block of like, damn, I got to make sure she's straight. Like, all right, cool. And it might even open up the sex life, right? It might even allow you to try some different things. And yeah, at the end of the day, the communication requires you to find mutual goals, right? That's that gray area I was just talking about. So you have to find the area where you can agree on something, he can agree on something. You guys can find that gray area where it works for both of you, right? The point of a negotiation is not that one person gets their way. It's where everybody can get to a point where you're not going to get your way, but you're in a way that is palatable, that you can stand. Like, okay, I'm not all the way happy with it, but I can live with it, right? And that's the whole purpose of having these open door conversations. Yeah, so, but yeah, nigga, like, yeah. So ultimately, listen, I told you it was gonna be like 15, 20 minutes, man. So ultimately, my final thoughts on it, really, right, when it comes to masturbation is, I have wrote it out. So in most cases, masturbation is a form of infidelity, right? But again, I don't agree. I feel like it's betrayal and infidelity is two whole different things, right? But it's generally a form of self-care, right? And many people can enjoy it within the context of being in a relationship, right? I think the best way to address it and approach it is to discuss whatever concerns you may have. So if you feel like your partner is masturbating too much, whether it be male or female, the best course of action is to have an open conversation, open and safe conversation. Talk about the shit. Find some of your likes, find some of your dislikes, because I don't think we really converse enough about sex, if we get really honest. And especially what your partner is. Ask yourself the question, do you know what it is your partner like? Do you know that spot that gets your partner where they need to be? Do you know what turns them on? Right? Like, if you really don't know that, then you really don't know your partner. There might be a reason why the nigga really might be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to dive into trying to figure out what it is that gets them to where they need to be so that you can be a part of it. Right? This nigga on here on Pornhub watching midgets. You know what I'm saying? You have no clue. Meanwhile, you 6'2". And you not understand why this nigga having a problem, right? This is just a joke, but I'm saying to say that it's important for you to have these open conversations about sex so that you can understand what it is that your partner likes, so that you can find ways to try to give them what they like, right? Because you don't have to give them exactly what they like. You can find that gray area, and that's the whole point. The point when it comes to two people in one relationship is to find the gray area to where both of you can get out of that sex what you like. I mean, get out of that situation what it is you like, Sex doesn't have to be shameful. Masturbation doesn't have to be shameful. Sex doesn't have to be shameful. None of this shit really should be off the limits, right? If you have an open and honest conversation, you should be able to find a way to find some common area where you guys aren't getting exactly what you want, but you can get what you need, and that's what's really important. All right. So at the end of the day, the show is called "I'll Allow It," and when it comes to masturbating in a space where you have your spouse, hey, I'll allow it. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't allow it, please have a conversation, my nigga. But me personally, I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, this was just me doing a quick little segment. You know what I'm saying? I want to start doing a little bit more of these. Me and the fellas got some things what we're going to start doing. Duke got some things lined up. King Zo got some things lined up. Shout out to my boys. But this is just me being able to give y'all a little perspective on some things that just go through my head throughout the day. So I'm looking to do this maybe every Friday, a little quick 15, 30-minute segment. But if I don't, it'll probably be every other Friday. But we'll figure it out either way, man. I appreciate everybody fucking with me. Shout out to motherfucker. Shout out to Talk Your Shit. Shout out to everybody who came on this motherfucker. Pretty Goddess and everybody. I appreciate y'all fucking with me. I'm going to catch y'all later on. Y'all be good. God bless y'all. Good night.